Hello, everybody. This is Sophia Mona Lisa of the Golden Ray Center and the Roseville Mystery School. And we're here today. Today is March 26th, just 2 days after the Venus Gate activation, which was on Friday at the Heart Chakra. So today, Carol is going to be giving us a message from Sara further into the video, and this heart chakra activation is activating the 7th strand of DNA. Just want to point out this picture of Sara, and for those who aren't aware, Sara is the daughter of Yeshua and Magdalene, and this picture of Saint Sara is a picture of her from the Sainte Marie de la Mer church in France. Maureen and I had the honor and privilege of being there and seeing her right up front. So that's where that image of her comes from. Okay, so this Venus temple for this activation is a picture of it. It's actually, the temple is below the Alhambra Palace in Spain. And the Venus temple guardians are known as Al-Ajnabi. And I don't speak Arabic. I'm hoping that I am pronouncing that correctly, which translates to the foreigners. So when you do your DNA activation ceremony at home, this is where you'll be traveling to do that ceremony. So here we are. It occurred to me as I was putting these slides together, because I keep using this slide over and over again, please ignore these dates. These dates were dates that we were going to use, but the important information is where we are in the ascent journey. We're right here at the heart, which is the seat of the soul, which is where we have the sacred union of the Christ and the Sophia. And the spiritual gift here is prema consciousness. And prema is the Sanskrit word for love. So this is why everybody associates that divine love frequency flowing to them and through them and being broadcast from the heart chakra, because that's where that prema consciousness is. That's where our inner Christos Sophia is. So we can see here that, yes, this gate activation is where the 7th strand of DNA is coming online. Oops, sorry. So when you do your ceremony at home, just reminding you whether you have a Vogel crystal or a regular crystal. And I'm reminding you because this is especially relevant to this heart chakra space where you've got the Christ and the Sophia here in sacred union, that is the same effect that's being created here with the Vogel crystal between the yang end, the Christ end, and the yin end, the Sophia end. So where those angles cross each other, they come into sacred union. And when you use your finger to squeeze that place, it activates like a portal to the divine frequency for you to use. So I find that very relevant in relationship to this heart chakra activation that we're having. Now, I will be providing the resources that you require in the description below. So I'm going to include that link to the Spain Venus temple light codes activation ceremony. It'll give you a lot of information about the Venus temple, and it'll give you the script that you need to be able to navigate yourself into the Venus temple. And I'm not sure if I made that clear in previous videos, but just showing up at the temple is not entering into the temple. So the script gives you the directions for how to enter into the temple. And then I'll also include that link from the resurrection ceremony where we were actually using the quantum crystal technology, clearing it, programming it, bringing that 7th strand of DNA online. So those will be in the description box below. Now, it occurred to me, sometimes I'm a little slow on the uptake. It occurred to me that back when we were doing all of those light code activation ceremonies and we were traveling to the temples together and going through the ceremonial process together, that after the ceremony, we would each get to talk about what we actually experienced while we were in the temple going through the ceremony. So I've decided to add this slide in, better late than never, and allow for anybody that's already been able to find the time to do the ceremonies for their 4th strand, 5th strand, and 6th strand. That's that would have been December, January, and February at these locations, Hawaii, Sedna, and the Canary Islands. If anybody's done any of these ceremonies and would like to talk about what their experience was in the ceremony when they were doing their DNA activation, now's the time to share. So I'm going to stop share here to go back to the group setting. And oh, wow, we've got more people than I imagined. Fabulous. So we've got Susanna from Portugal with us. We've got Carolina from the UK with us. And I saw somebody else, but it looks like they might have left. So, okay. Oh, you know what? Did I hit yeah, I did hit the recording. Okay. So if any of you have done any of those ceremonies at home on your own, take the time now to unmute yourself and speak up and share what your experience was. Anybody?
Honestly, Sophia, I have, but it's been a while since I did them.
Okay.
And really to be able to share coherently at this stage would not be, I always find something very powerful in each of the experiences, but I'm really sorry, I can't give you any detail at the stage.
That's okay. You know, I wish I had offered this space from the beginning, but it was such a disjointed coming together, because first I wasn't going to do the ceremonies on the ascent journey. And then Sophia told me, yeah, you still need to do this. And it just was so kind of disjointed. And like I said, it just occurred to me, oh my goodness, we used to do that. Let me offer this now. So going forward, just keep in mind, if you want to take some notes, maybe after your journey for sharing the next time, that would be great. And remember, you can do those ceremonies for those DNA activations in any order at any time, because we enter the eternal now. So you don't have to do them in a linear fashion, and unless, you know, that's what you're guided to do. Okay, so let me go back to my slides. All right. Okay, so these are the aspects that were in the sky on Friday. And this was another thing. I just, you know, our lives get busy. And I had put a message out on Facebook Friday night to look into the sky to see the Venus and Moon conjunction. And so when I'm looking at the sky, I'm thinking, why aren't they standing closer together in the sky? And when I went back and looked at the chart, it's because they were conjunct at 6:30 in the morning. So by the time I looked in the sky that night, the moon was already moving away. So I didn't get to see the actual conjunction. If I'd done that maybe Thursday night or Friday morning, it would have been closer. But it was still really exciting to see the two of them in the night sky. But these are the aspects that were in the sky. And excuse me. So you'll see here that the moon and Venus have a conjunction with the North Node, Maria, who represents the Mother Aspect of Sophia, the goddess Juno, who represents sacred partnership, and Uranus, who's the the cosmic liberator. Between the moon and Venus at 9 degrees falls right in the middle. So 16 degrees with Uranus on one side, that's within 7 degrees, and with the North Node on the other side, 5 degrees. So all of that is, those energies are being pulled together. And then they're making a square to Lilith in the sky at 8 degrees of Leo. And there's a lot of other stuff going on here. But what's really exciting to share about this heart chakra activation at the portal of compassion is that it happened the day after Pluto made its ingress from Capricorn into Aquarius. So those energies are very much a part of this heart chakra activation. Now, in terms of just what's going on at the gate with this conjunction between North Node, Maria, Juno, Moon, Venus, and Uranus, this is kind of an umbrella theme of what this heart chakra activation is all about. So what it's doing is it's enabling our heart chakra to embody these higher frequencies of the Mother Aspect of Sophia, so that our sacred partnership with the divine feminine can catalyze humanity's evolutionary expansion. And all of that's happening right here through the heart chakra. So that this was a really powerful activation. And I know for myself that on Friday and yesterday, Saturday, I felt like an energy had been lifted off of my heart. I felt more light-hearted. Caroline, I see that you've raised your hand. Let me stop the share so I can come back to the group. And what is your question, Caroline?
Sorry, not a question, but apropos of the conversation we had on Friday and apropos of what we're talking about, trying to find a title. I just thought, just as you were talking, I thought, I think I have to share. Ambassadors of Love. Guiding our way through to a new, I've forgotten what the tagline was, but guiding our way to our future through the heart or something like that.
Beautiful. That's really beautiful. Wow. Fantastic.
Sorry, everybody else.
Do you want to give like a brief overview of what that's relevant to? Because they weren't a part of the conversation.
No, I'm really sorry, guys, for butting in. I'm developing, in addition to my heart-led humanity conversations with pioneering role models living from the heart, I'm looking to create a service offering, which is about how do we create the new heart-led role models. And I'm trying to come up with a title that I resonate with and reflects what I'm doing. So I was struggling. And so now we've come up, well, I've just come up with which seems so resonant with the energies, Ambassadors of Love.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it goes back to that theme for the 2023 year that I picked up on when I did the New Year's Eve video, that this whole 2023 is the path of love. And so we're seeing how that's unfolding over the years. So it makes sense that that's what would come up for you in this year that is the path of love year.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for letting me share.
Sure. And just real quickly, since I'm here, there is a chat message from Susanna in Portugal related to the ceremonial work that she did, which was on the previous slide. She said that she did one of the ceremonies with the crystal and that she felt much more present with that one than she did with the ceremony without the crystal. So that's really fascinating. Thank you for sharing that, Susanna, because we know we're tapping in to the quantum field with the structure of the quantum quartz technology of that crystal. So let me go back to my slides. Okay, very good. All right, now I mentioned that this gate activation happened the day after Pluto moved into Aquarius. For the first time in 225 years. That's a big deal. That's a huge paradigm shift. So I did this little video on it. I'm going to put the link to the video in the description box below. If you haven't seen it, because it happens the day before our gate activation, I really feel like it's a companion piece to this gate activation. I also did the next day a little 10-minute video called Traumatization and Transformation, related to everything that's going on right now, about being able to come together as we're alchemizing these lower frequencies that are trauma-based into the higher frequencies of divine love. So if you haven't seen that, that link will be in the description box below as well. Now, what I can say to you, because I'm still contemplating how to bring all of this together, is that this is pretty much going to be a monthly subscription. So you can show up one month, not the other month, whatever meets your schedule. It's only going to be a minor monthly subscription fee of $11. And when you pay your monthly subscription, you'll get the Zoom link to participate. I do want to stress that I am not a professional therapist. And so this is not designed to be a therapeutic circle. This is designed to be a support circle as we are having these breakthroughs in consciousness. So I just want to make that clear. And if it's something that sounds interesting to you, go back and look at the video and get in touch with me regarding it. Okay, we're at the point now that we're going to go ahead and call in the sacred space. Carol is with us so that we can do the channeling from Sara. But before we do that, I'm just going to stop the share, go back to the group, and just ask, is there anything anybody wants to share before we go into this? And I'm looking through the messages to make sure I haven't missed any of the messages. So everybody's ready? Thumbs up? Okay. All right. All right, so just get really comfortable where you are. Start taking in your deep breaths. Feel yourself getting more and more grounded into the earth. And as we're breathing in and grounding ourselves to the earth, I claim this space for the Sophia Christ consciousness. I call in the cosmic Sophia and Mary Magdalene. I call in the cosmic Christ and Yeshua. I call in their daughter, Saint Sara. I call in the Arcturian and Pleiadian star beings who are assisting us with this galactic New Earth project. For everybody present here today in this circle, and for all who will join this circle sometime in the linear future, but we're all together here in the eternal now, I call in for us our mentorship councils, our galactic teams, and our spirit allies. And I call in the temple guardians at Alhambra Palace, the Al-Ajnabi. And so Carol's going to get ready to do her message from Sara. And as she does that, I would really love it, amongst anything else that Sara's going to speak to us about, I would really love for her to speak to how humanity is being alchemized into this higher frequency of divine love. So let me stop the share here. And Carol, just inviting you to take it away.
So she wants a preamble here. She says it is not Saint Sara, it is daughter Sara. And if she is going to speak from her space and time, she will refer to what my father says and what my mother says. I asked her if she could speak from her higher self, and because that is non-linear, representation. And she said she will start from the linear daughter Sara. And she says she refers to herself as daughter Sara. So that's how I'm going to refer to her, as daughter Sara. So I just kind of a heads up, she speaks differently because, okay, wait, she is saying that she took the daughter Sara, she's saying role out of honor to her mother and father. And so in that lifetime, when she speaks, she will say, as my father said, or as my mother said. She is letting me know that she is speaking from a position of respect and honor toward her parents, and that there is a lineage. She says, she's correcting me, she says a tribe of Christ consciousness that was at this time, that continues to come through in varied and altered forms. And as that linear tribe that she was present in, the tribe of Christ consciousness at that time, her role was that of daughter Sara. So when she will speak at the beginning, she will say, as my father said, and as my mother said, because that is how she spoke at that place and at that time. So she's beginning and saying, as my father said. There are many tools to establish sovereignty and connection to divine source. As my mother says, there are many ways to heal the 3D body and bring forth the divine source. As her father has spoken through his lifetime, it is, she's saying, essential that you develop your temple of connection. This is the temple that he has spoken of, the temple of connection with your source. Your way that you speak, connecting to your source, your higher self. In this time, in this place, and throughout history, Christ's consciousness has been unburdened through religion, words, and actions. As your mother has spoken, it is a sovereign image relationship with you as the source. And through this inversion and blockage, connecting to the mother father that is not as freely given. The poisons that were present through all time, and air, water, and food. As her mother has spoken, it is this time, it is this place when we bathe, when we use the water, even though the healing can be placed in and put into the washcloth and the soap. Within each shower, within each bathing, the hand, the healing must be invoked, must be activated, so that as you shower, and this has been taken away, this has been blocked, you pull in the light, and a washcloth or a towel has been put between the source, the healing that is given in the hand. You are your temple, you are your source. So therefore bringing down the water, and she says the water has divine elements, such as the sun has divine elements, and bringing this in and acknowledging and activating the water. She says, please touch your skin, clearing the throat, clearing the chakras, letting everything release. Her mother has spoken of the importance of cleansing one's body with the divine source that is within one. The female holds the divine creation, the divine activation. Her Father has spoken of the activation of love within the heart, within the high heart. So therefore, with both parents represented and the daughter Sara, we are saying in this message to, when bathe or when drinking, she says, drinking the water, to hold the water, to bless the water, asking it, letting it know what the water is to be used for, whether heal or release, whether balance, whether detox. Water is a elemental that has very strong usage and strength. So whether you are bathing in it, healing, connection with your hands, with your healing hands. Many people have spoken and asked, how do we develop healing? How do we develop connection? This is how you go when you wash. You use the divine spark that is with each one of you, allowing the water to activate, heal, touch. Do not be afraid to touch and heal yourself. With the water, with the hands, you are in a divine temple of cleansing, whether it's wanting to detox, whether it's wanting to reconnect. The flowing water is a beautiful way to release and heal, is a beautiful way to bring in the light, is a beautiful way to bring in the codes that are activating within the water. And as my Father has spoken when he's walking upon the light, it is a light of God. And so he is walking upon the path of God, ingest and bring in the light of God. So as you are outside, bring in the light of God. We are all activation, evolving. She is saying, this has been said by many before. This is the first time the human body has evolved from carbon to crystalline. This is the first time ascension. This is the first time, she says, listen to what my father's words have said, to become enlightened, to bring the light in, to become more of the light. So as you bring the light in from the sun, as you bring the activation in from the water, you yourself activate. There is no Christ consciousness out there that is going to come and divinely activate what you are capable and what he wishes for you. My Father has said, so as I have been, you will be so greater. He meant that. My Father has said, the light you bring in, the light you hold, is the light of the God. The crystalline activation, the crystal activation, the heart activation. I'm letting she's switching to a different level, so I'm going to try and follow her. Hold on, my goodness. Give me a second. She's going into place. I have to change a little bit to follow her. There have been times in man's linear history that he has attempted ascension, that he has attempted enlightenment. And yes, there have been enlightened beings through the history of linear history. If we are going to speak of non-linear history, enlightenment is a process of bringing in light to being that is there. The light of the source, the Christ consciousness that has been changed. Interesting. Is she's, and I'm trying to grasp what she's saying. We have always, as human species, look to others we feel know more, look to others that have more power. This time, this place is to find our own power, is to find our own sovereignty, which is why we are seeing such images and invasion and disorientation and confusion among the masses. They are saying that this is to wake you up. This is to get the humans to use their own power, to use their own discernment, to use their own sovereignty. You are of the light. You are of the source. We do not look outside for your answers. You bring in the answers. You bring in the answers from the light. You bring in the answer from the water. As we evolve, as we bring in the light, we become a more active conduit of light, of the elementals, of water, of earth. And we will see this as there is more of a transformation in mankind. You will see the people who are able to bring in the light, the people who are able to use the water for activation, the people that are able to use the ground, the elementals, in a non-linear perspective, using the consciousness of source that you are, not only is part of God, part of love, part of source, but is essential for you to hold your light as a sovereign being. And when you think of sovereign being, you think of someone that has their own power, that has their own light language, that has their own listening. But more than that, someone that is complete within themselves, elementally, in a light sense. You become your own consciousness. We are not going to say Christ consciousness, because it is a consciousness that goes beyond mankind, that goes beyond labels. So if you are looking for something to expand love, we are saying pay attention to you, your heart, your breath. How this is an excellent time to bring in and activate the light, the water, the ground. This is a time when you come in your own. Yes, you can listen, but this time is confusing only in that we want you to trust yourself. It will get much worse. We want you to listen to your gut. We want you to hear what you have to say. We want you to feel your balance above and beyond this craziness that will continue and will get worse in a linear way. In a non-linear way, it's already over. You have already solidified your crystalline bodies. You are already there. You have already activated yourself. In the linear time, you're in the process of bringing in your light, of bringing in your balance. And even though love is spoken of, love is source. Love is consciousness. And when you connect to who you are through meditation, through taking care of yourself, one must love and care oneself before you can open the hand up and allow the light to shine forth. This is a time of great balance, of great care for self. She says, is there any questions?
Okay, so at this time, feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions that you may have of Sara.
And I can't tell you, she will answer if it's linear or non-linear. I don't know how she'll answer it, to be honest.
I just want to thank you, Carol, for that message. It really speaks to me. I've been reviewing some of the work that Sophia has done for me, and it's crystal clear that that's the journey I'm on, to find my inner sovereignty, to reclaim my power, to establish proper boundaries with other people, and quit caring for others at my expense. And I wonder if there's any additional piece of information that might be pertinent to me in that regard.
What she is saying to you, I just have my contract is saying what she's saying to you. So she says, begin the use of a gold candle. It has to be round like this. She says a round gold candle.
Okay.
And at some point she says, preferably dusk or dawn, for you to see if I want to repeat what she's saying, for you to sit with the candle, connect with the silence and the light of the candle. Because the fire is, she's saying it's malleable, but she wants you to connect with the silence of the flame, the light of the flame. And once you are comfortable, you feel the connection. There's a comfortability with the light that comes from this gold pillar candle. Then begin using the light that you have to have it be more malleable, she says. She wants you to start using your light and affecting that light. And just whether you say, make it this way, that way, bend, but it is for you useful to connect with the flame and use your light in a way that you can begin to see physical, concrete evidence of your light working with a light. Since it's not a person, it will not be affecting another person, but you will be working with a light, she says.
That makes sense to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen. Susanna has a question for daughter Sara. She says, I've been told that my heart chakra is super bright, but my other chakras are blocking that light. Can daughter Sara give me any advice?
Okay, daughter Sara is showing me her images. There is a round moat. Okay, it's like this big. It's like a large flat bowl, and around the outside, small pebbles and water. Yes, moat of pebbles and water on the outside. Then on the inside, very, very small pebbles or sand, she's showing me. And then side of that, a thin white candle with a heart charm. Okay, so water and stones, round. She says it has to be wooden round, small stones in the water, sand, and then a white candle with a heart charm or something with a heart that you have to put on the candle or rest on the candle or put somewhere so it's touching the candle. And she is saying to allow your energy to pass through the stones and the water and the sand to the heart light. That is her journey, to allow herself to go through the stones. See the stones as something that can be passed through. See the small pebbles as something that can be passed through. So she wants her to begin to visualize seeing that she can go through the stones, seeing that the blocks can be something with love and light, because she wants the candle to be lit. So she wants to go through the stones to connect with that. And it's got to have a heart. She says very clearly, it's got to have a heart. And she's showing me a charm. It's like a gold charm, but it's a white candle, gold charm. She wants her to practice going through the obstacle course and touching the light, connecting with the light. And hers is not to be malleable or to touch it or move it. Hers is to experience the journey of going through the stones and touching the light. And then as she gets more comfortable doing it, she is saying to put harder and bigger stones so she can still experience the fact that the light that she is will not be affected by the stones, but start small and then she can get bigger ones around. So hers is the journey of knowing what she can do and what she can expand.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who might have something?
Yes, yes, please.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. Can I ask daughter Sarah, please, is there anything she would like to share that might be supportive to me working with my mission right now? Working with the heart. Thank you.
Working with the heart.
Yes.
Okay, so for you, she's going to do something different. Are you okay with her being in your area?
Yes.
Okay, so what she would like you to do is put your back straight, put your feet on the floor, close your eyes, put your hand up. As you breathe in, become aware of her presence, slowly surrounding you with a soft hug, releasing any tension, tiredness, anxiety, or worries. Breathing in and allowing the love, the journey that Sarah has been on that is similar to your journey. Feeling the soft presence. I'm seeing a very pink shawl that she's wrapping around you. Very soft. And once again, as you release, let go of any anxiety, hesitation, negativity. And now as you breathe in, be aware of the Mother, Father, Yeshua, and Mary on either side of Sarah. One hand on either of her shoulder, her hands touching your shoulder. The grace, the gift, the surety that love is the core of who we are. Allow yourself to feel the hands on your shoulders. The love firmly, letting you know that you are not alone. Your journey is an honorable one. It is not an easy one. Their reminder to you every day, please do as you are doing now. Sit quietly. Allow the presence of love, knowledge, and support to come around you. Visualize the pink shawl of Sarah around your shoulders. The support and love that is behind you for your journey. Allow your being, your psyche, your spirit to draw in the nourishment of having the mother, the father, and the daughter that has journeyed into your being. Feel them supporting your back. Feel the quiet support, the quiet presence that stands behind you. Now they're showing me that each one of them is putting a hand on your head. Allow the top of your head to become gently warm. Nod once you feel the warmth on the top of your head. They are all putting a smile into their hand. So as their hands are resting on your head, they are placing joy and smiles and lightness within their hands. The last words I have to you is, we're always here. We support you. You are never alone. And Yeshua said in one of the towns, you were a mother, so you could not leave her family, but you walked with him for a while and you talked with him. And he's smiling because you said you had so many questions. What did he do? How did he do it? How could you do it? What advice could you do? He said he's never had someone talk so much in such a short distance. But you walked together until the very end of town when you know you had to go back and take your family. And at that time, he placed his hand on your head. And he said, just because I'm physically not with you does not mean that I am not with you in spirit. And you went home. So you did not travel with him, but you did have his presence and his experience. And he's reminding you that every life is a journey. Every life is remembering and finding the love that we carry. And your journey in this time, in this place is no different. Finding the love, opening it up, and allowing yourself to expand, grow, and remember. And they all say blessings. We will be here, same time, same place, every day. And so it is.
Thank you. Very moved. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
He really was laughing when he said you were really talking a lot on the path. He's like, she was really talking.
This
He
lifetime,
had a lot of questions.
this lifetime, that's just me. Can't stop. Yeah. Talking and questions. Yeah. So yeah.
But he said, no, you haven't changed. He said, you haven't changed. But if you want, he says, they will continue this with you, but it is best for you and them if you do it at the same time in the same place. So they know that you are ready.
Okay.
And so that they can bring it to
I just prepare, just choose a time and just ask to connect.
But the most important part is it has to be a time that is quiet for you every day. So because they are going to be meeting you in this linear time, they need help. So for you to do it at the same time helps them.
Okay. Okay. So I just communicate that in intention.
Yes.
And
Yes.
do it. Yeah.
And
okay.
even if you like, before you get off the Zoom meeting or sometime they're saying while you're still connected with them, say, next time I meet with you will be, and just do it in your head, but that will be your time of meeting from now on.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay.
So they are with you now. So the best thing to do for your connection while they're with you is to let them know what a good time and place would be so that they can be there for you.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
And they're still around you. I can still see them around you.
So I can just mentally communicate that now.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you want me to tell you?
No, you have to tell me because it's them. It's just a relationship between you and them.
I'm happy to do that at 10 o'clock every night. Yeah.
Is that when it works for you?
Yeah.
Okay, they're saying something interesting. They're saying you also tend to communicate with galactics.
Yeah.
Later at night. So they're
it's going to be a bit of a conflict.
So I'm surprised to hear him say that, but he's like, well, she's kind of hanging out with the galactics around then. Oh,
okay. So I need to pick a different time.
Well, no, if it's just let him know it's before or after, because for some reason he is aware of that.
Oh, okay.
And so he just needs to know how he can flow around that.
Okay. Well, I will make a commitment to connect with them first at 10, and then I will meet my galactics afterwards.
That is really weird. That he just picked on that. She meets with galactics. And is this a good time?
I just started doing that more intentionally. Yeah.
So yeah. And he says, there's I don't know if it's your heart, but he says the Shah that Sarah gave you, if you feel, he doesn't want to say distress, if you feel discomfort in this journey, because spiritually, the straw is an embodiment.
Yeah.
So you can bring that in for the discomfort that you might be feeling.
Okay.
Because it's spiritual.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I feel truly blessed. I really extremely that much. Yes.
Well, they're saying that don't feel quite so blessed yet, because when they come into your life, there's a lot of things that come and go. It's just like when you ask angels to enter your life. It's just like when you ask any galactics. Once they come in,
Yeah.
and they're
Life isn't the same.
assisting your ascension,
Yeah.
it's things are going to be coming and going at a different pace, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine. The rest of, I mean, I'm in advancing years now, so this is a definite mission path time. So I'm clearing things out the way in order to be able to focus.
And the only thing that they are saying is please make sure you drink water, a little water before, but more water after, because water is alchemizing what they are telling you. So if you have the water with you and they are working with you, the water will become alchemized.
Okay.
The water will be aware of it. They're saying the water will be aware of it, so that when you get done and you drink the water, you are literally bringing in the knowledge.
Wow.
They said water is very
Wonderful.
influential, because we are mostly water. So that when you bless water, you react with water, and then you bring it into you, you are also bringing that different energy.
Fantastic. Yes, thank you. Yes. What I'm blown away. Thank you. Truly. Thank you, Carol. Thank you,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Sarah, Yeshua, and Mary. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So if it's okay, because that was beyond expectation, I'd like the other participants to have their own little moment with Sarah, Magdalene, and Yeshua, if that's okay, and if they so desire.
Well, they're saying that at this point in this time, since they are here, it is up to the people that are here in this time and space, because any angel or any ascended master cannot come into your space unless you get permission, unless you allow it. So if you want to allow the presence of Mary and Jesus and daughter Sarah, that is something for you to open up around you. And like we did, Carolyn did, you need to feel the presence, acknowledge the presence, connect with the presence. So they are saying they can go anywhere and do connections and do healing, but they must be given permission to go into the space. And so that is something that can be done right now. If anybody wants it, just go ahead and open it up, feel with them, connect with them. I guess they are saying the first thing is to be aware of their presence. Everyone will have a different awareness. Some people might feel a lightness. Some people might feel a different smell. Some people might feel tingles. Some people might feel warmth. So their interaction with each person is going to be different, because as multidimensional light beings, they will interact with all of us in different vibrational frequencies. So the first thing the first step is to be aware, is to connect, just to see how your body's responding. And then once you're aware and you see how your body's responding and how your body's connecting, then you allow the light to be around you. And it's something that people say they want to have a connection, but like right now, Mary, Yeshua, and Sarah are here with all of us that are okay with them being here. So to find your gift, to practice your psychic connection, it is something that each of us has to practice being aware, to practice seeing how we respond, to practice that connection. So if you want to take just a moment for everyone to close their eyes and feel and connect. In fact, they're saying, Sophia, why don't you go ahead and just do a quick closing your eyes meditation and awareness of presence. And I'll go ahead and let you do it because that's
Wow, I'm feeling really put on the spot here.
all good.
Now I know how you feel, Carol. So we're just going to go ahead and close our eyes. Make sure your hands and your feet are supported and comfortable. And just take the in breath into your belly. And another in breath into your sacral chakra. Inhale into your root chakra. And a deep inhale into your earth star chakra. And from your earth star chakra, feel your connection to Mother Earth. As you continue with the inhale. And when you're connected with Mother Earth, continuing with the inhale, feel your heart chakra open and connect with Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, and daughter Sara. And with each exhale, relax more and more into their energy. With each inhale, draw their presence closer to you. And take this time now to feel them with you. How does your body respond to your connection with them? And at any moment, if anyone has a question, feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, this is Rebecca. And my question is, daughter Sara, Mary Magdalene, and Yeshua. I have noticed that, first of all, thank you. And I have noticed recently that I have been absorbing a lot more of other people's energies. And it's a two-part question. Am I supposed to be absorbing it to help them? Because I try to protect myself as best as I can, but I don't want to use the word protect and use it as a negative or transmute the energy, whatever. Am I supposed to be absorbing it to help them because I can take it? Or should I be protecting myself in a better way? Or if I am absorbing it, what is the best way for me to release and let it go?
okay.
So
So
that I
they're
don't-
showing me taking the two fingers like this.
Mhm.
Okay. First of all, they do not want you taking in the energy. They want it to roll off you like water in a duck's back. So we're going to take this and go to our high heart,
Carol, is that your left hand or your right?
my right hand.
Okay.
Whatever hand feels more natural to you, though.
Okay.
So you're going to do the two hands and do two heart, high heart, and just see yourself letting the energy roll right over you. Yes, you can accept it. Yes, you can transmute it, but you are here to solidify your sovereignty, to find your inner balance, your inner temple. And they're saying once you have become an ascended master, yes, you may assimilate whatever you want. In this time, in this space, let it roll over you like water on a duck. Continue tapping. I am in my higher heart. I am in my high heart. I am in my high heart. Anything coming toward me will just roll. I am in my high heart. I am in my high heart. I am in my high heart. Energy coming toward me will just roll. And just feel the energy just roll over you like a breeze. In this time, in this space, it is time for you to balance yourself, for you to support yourself. And once again, if you choose an ascended master to come back and help and absorb, that is fine. But in this time, in this space, we are wanting you to heal, to support, and to love yourself. Knowing that if in the future you choose to, yes, you can come back. This is a time to strengthen your light. For when people are confused and look around, your light must be connected to source. Once again, you are in your high heart, and the energy coming towards you just rolls all over you. And can you feel a sensation of tapping the high heart and just feeling the energy just roll over you?
It's like
That's-
my meridian is just going right over. Yeah.
So that's what they want you to do. In this time and space, develop yourself so that when there is confusion and there is panic and there is anxiety, you will be in a place of light strength for yourself. So that is what you're developing. Do not expect a small little tomato plant to hold a foot. It has to become much stronger and capable of its own bearing fruit. So they want you to grow into your own fruitfulness as a sovereign being. And then when the chaos starts. But they said, 2 fingers, you are in your high heart.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. And to what Sophia was saying, whenever we do our thing, Sophia, there are some times when I connect, like I was listening with Carolyn and I was there. So I do that. I do connect with that the whole time we've ever been doing that. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I resonate sometimes and sometimes I don't, but I can always feel whether I should be there listening, because I think it's a gift for all of us. Maybe so thank you.
I just want to,
Okay, I don't know why, but he's tapping the top of your head. What is going on with the top of your head? He's literally, Jesus is tapping the top of your head. Okay, I'm waiting for a message. Hold on. So, can you do that for me real quick? Just lightly tap the top of your head. And what I feel is a tingling. Go ahead and just do it, just with flat hand. And see his energy coming to the top of your head. As you're tapping the top of your head, see his light come in. See his presence come in. See his support come in. Every time you tap, he's there. Right there, right there, right there. Can you feel the difference in the top of your head?
It
I
feels
feel
weird.
what?
It feels weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I
but he's
usually
like-
meditate with this
he's-
like here and
he's-
one here, so
He's
I usually
literally
get energy
tapping.
there.
He's tapping the top of your head, and he said, "Tell her to do this."
I'm doing it.
I don't know why, but when I do it, it's like, okay, everybody do it and see what it feels like.
Okay.
Just like pretend Jesus is tapping the top of your head. Just imagine Jesus is tapping the top of your head. And he's saying, hey, you, hey, I'm right here. Hey, I'm right here. And then just stop when you're running. I felt him when I was doing that. I literally felt him, but I don't know, because he's just hanging out here. So if you guys invited him into your space and you tapped, I really felt his energy tap the top of my head.
It's tingly and itchy now.
But things like that, and he says tapping is a good way to activate an area, whether it's a high
see.
heart, whether it's the top of your head. So he said that's a very useful tool. So he said that's actually a useful tool.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Can I ask that the space that I'm in with my heart with someone right now, how it is?
Say it again.
The space that I'm with in my heart with someone specific right now, how is that? How does he see that?
I am seeing a physical heart. I am not seeing a spiritual heart. So that would indicate to me that he's seeing you more in a physical mode, because I'm physically seeing a heart. I am not seeing the representation of a spiritual heart. So at this point, it's on the physical 3D level.
Okay.
And it is possible for it to change and ascend to a more light heart or a more light infused heart, he's saying. But at this point, he's just showing me a physical heart,
Okay.
a physical 3D heart. But
Okay.
he says that can always change depending on the energy that's shared in the relationship.
Okay. Thank you.
And Rebecca, I just want to take a moment to say that your appearance is drastically altered from when you first started asking the question to now. I mean, it's blowing my mind how, I mean, like whatever you did to invite them in, they've just totally lit you up inside. It's
Aw,
amazing to see.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And with no makeup and fresh out of the shower, I'll take it.
Hey, we're happy to have you here, however you can make it.
Thank you.
So I just want
Thank
to
you, Carol.
thank you, Rebecca.
you,
I just want to
Sophia.
give Gina and Maureen an opportunity to ask a question, and then Susanna has another question. So now's your time, ladies. Who would like to go first?
Yes, I will go. I am so grateful for the opportunity to connect with Yeshua, Mary, and Sarah, and thank you. A while back, Peter, Yeshua's disciple, met me in a dream and gave me 5 seeds. And the seeds were from an ancient tree that has been recently grown on Earth at the present time. Sophia Mona Lisa actually found that tree, and the name of the tree is Methuselah. It's a fig tree, and the seeds were found on the Masada Plateau, and they were one of them grown again. So what I'm asking is that with the seeds that Peter gave me, I created 5 matrices, and each matrix had several different energies that came together to heal something that was distorted through time, ideas that were distorted, Peter's ideas, everybody that was there in that time and taught. I think ideas have been distorted. These matrices were designed to go out and begin to heal those distortions. What I'm asking is this mission complete now that I've done 5 seeds, or is there more I can do with this mission?
Jesus is saying, are you aware that he is a familiar, Peter has a familiar connection to you. He is a member of your family from that time.
I am aware, yes. Thank you, yes.
I wasn't, but he is.
I was, yes. I knew I had a
Okay.
connection.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I just got to repeat it because I don't understand what he's saying. Both you and Peter have light centers on your fingers, which is why he gave you seeds. So what I'm hearing from them is to take the lights in your fingers And how do you want me to say that? Take the light from your fingers and put the light from your lineage into the matrix.
Okay.
So he's saying that that would be the last step, is to do your lineage light with your fingers and put that in there.
Okay. Wonderful. And could I learn my exact relation to Peter? We were in a family together?
Yes. Well, I'm trying to figure out if you were his brother or his, I mean, if he was your brother or you were his wife, because it felt like it was the same thing, that you're so close. Okay, so it must have been you were a sister very close to his age that literally took care of him because he wasn't earthly at all. So he needed somebody to assist him with being on this earth. So even though you were in his family, you were a very close sister, you literally took care of him because he was like, he was always off in the spirit. He was always, he's saying cloud 9. He was like, had these lofty ideas, had these things, and being with Jesus just like activated to the 9th degree. So he really needed somebody that could ground him in this world, in that time, in that space.
Okay.
So yeah, he's saying you were a very close sister, but you literally took care of him. I mean, it would get so if he wouldn't eat unless you gave him something. That's how bad it would be.
Oh,
He would be off talking to the guys about Holy Spirit and the Holy Breath, and he wouldn't eat. And you would literally have to come in the middle of the meeting when I'm seeing this wooden bowl and these little sticks and say, "You haven't eaten today." And he's like, "Oh," and he'd always go, "Oh," and then you would give him food because he hadn't eaten yet today. And
Oh,
so
wow.
you would literally, I don't know how it would have existed without you, but you went with them. But so you were not like part of the disciples, but you were with him. Like I said, he would get talking and he wouldn't even eat. And if you, goodness knows what happened if you had brought him, you know, and Jesus is saying he would stink too. So sometimes you would just like, "You need to take a bath, son." Because he was so not of this world that he needed somebody like you in his life. He was just,
Wow.
so yeah. But so it's kind of like, yes, you were his sister, but you took care of him in a way more than a sister, because like I said, he would be talking with the guys and not even eating. And he would go with days without bathing, you know. He
Oh,
was just
wow.
one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wow.
he said,
Thank
then he
you.
said he'd like to write scriptures. He'd be writing down what Jesus said, and he'd get really caught up in the writing, you know, and just really caught up in remembering it. And he wouldn't remember to do anything. He said he would write all night long, and he would have to come in and snuff out the light and say, "Go to sleep."
My
So
goodness.
yeah, it was a sister, but yeah, he's saying more of a caretaker. You're a
Oh.
sister, but also a caretaker.
Oh. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
And he's saying,
really-
he's showing me these little, there's some little seeds that he loved that you would soak in water for 3 days
Mhm.
and they would expand.
Mhm.
And that was his favorite thing to eat. But you had really high maintenance. You had to put them in water, soak them for 3 days, and they would expand. And then you would give them to him raw, and that was his favorite thing to eat. So there's little seeds that would expand in water. He ate them all the time. But they were really, it was a very time-consuming thing to prepare that for him. But so whatever, there's a little seed that you put in water for 3 days and it expands. That's what he would eat all the time.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that information. It's just, I love it. I love you all so much.
And he
Thank
says, "Can
you.
you please make him a loaf of bread?" I don't know why he's saying that, but he wants you to make him a loaf of bread and leave it out so he can smell it, because he misses it.
Okay. All right. We'll do that.
When they start talking, it
course.
makes no sense. So yes, he would like you to put, make a loaf of bread, and he goes, set it out so he can smell it, because he really misses that.
Oh, I'd be happy to do that. Thank you.
And it's brown bread too, just so you know.
Okay. Brown bread. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. That was beautiful. How about you, Gina?
I just am still having difficulty getting out of my own way. I just am. I want to get out of my own way. I'm just having difficulty getting out of my own way. So is there any input, as I keep telling my guides and the spirit and everyone I speak to spiritually, you have to really be very blunt with the clues. I'm not into intimation,
Correct.
just be straight. I am a blunt individual.
Okay, what they're saying to me to tell you is that you are around during the Knights of the Round Table, and while you are not of the king's wizard court, you knew of Merlin, and you guys had some disagreements about the proper way to do magic. And the way they're bringing this up is that you had a light tan basin. Okay. And you filled it with spring water because it was important that you got moving water in there. Okay. So you put moving water in there, and then you would put, to give me a lot of information, you put salt around the outside. Okay. Special salt, not regular salt, special salt, pure salt. They're saying you put pure salt, nothing in it but just salt. And then they said you had a few plants that you would use. Sorry, my throat's tickling. Plants are bothering me. You use dried herbs and dried plants. Dried, like not tea leaves, but dried like that.
Mhm.
Okay. And you would wait until the full moon. You put them in your hand, right? It was a big ceremony, a very big tradition for you. So you have the seeds. The moon is out. Put the seeds in the moonlight. This is weird. Shake the seeds. You have a fire, right? He's showing you shaking the seeds over the water, over the fire. So you let the moon on it. You shake the seeds over the water and the fire. You got to shake them. I don't know why. He's just saying that's what you did. And then, and this is not a lot. This is just a small amount. Then you put it in the middle, and then you would say, let me only see the truth. Let me only be the truth. Let the truth only be present here. And then you would sit, and you would, sometimes they're saying, and I don't know who's talking, it's somebody from the Renaissance. Someone time you would see, boy, those seeds are really, so if the seeds really irritate you, that's okay, because they're really pungent. Oh, this is really weird. I'm having a real strong reaction. And the seeds are very pungent. But you use them for their pungency. Sprinkle in the middle. Sometimes you would use a water to see. Sometimes you would see the seed and use the seeds or the herbs. And your gift has always been to see the truth. But you used moving water. And it's very important that you use a ceremony to come up to the water. Very important. You only did it during the full moon. And you had different seeds for different questions. They're showing me you had a small herb garden just for the seeking.
Wow.
And you are very peculiar and very persnickety about when you picked them, when you dried them, and when you used them. So they said, if you want to know answers, if you want to know no if, ands, or buts, no malarkey, reverting back to your original way of seeking truth. And they said, for you, it is very important that you know it was part of a ritual. Your
Okay.
bowl, they're saying your bowl was literally sacred. Nobody could touch that bowl. If you went in, if you get that bowl, nobody can touch that bowl. Nobody can touch that bowl. Nobody. No one can touch that bowl. And you only put running water in it. And the other essential part is you have to grow the plants because they have to come from your soul, from your energy. You don't want anybody else's energy in the plants. So to go back to your truth and your seeking and your connection with what you know is true for you, it's literally connected to an old way of seeking and seeing and using the elements. Like they're showing me, there was one time, because it didn't lightning where you were for some reason, a whole deal. It was a lot of thunder, but not lightning, but you took lightning as a sign and you would literally run out and get it and crumple it and put it in there because for some reason, lightning was a sign for you. And you visualize something, it was like, that was like a rarity. But whenever you saw lightning, you just like would run to the bowl and just like, so the water is connected to the elementals. The water is connected to the earth, to the light of the moon, to the gifts on the plants. And you have to grow them yourself because nobody's energy can be in that plant but yours. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, actually it does.
And they said you even had sayings on the wall around the area to keep it sacred, like only truth is welcome here, only truth will be seen here, only truth will be heard here, only the truth. So you literally had truth written on your walls so that this area was your truth area.
Okay.
So they said if you want to recreate that, it was part of a ceremony that was very sacred.
I've been leaning that way for a while and haven't done anything with it, but I've been thinking about ceremony more and
there
more
you go.
frequently. Yeah.
They were very clear about you doing this. And you and Merlin were like knew each other, but you didn't like some of the stuff he did and he just didn't care for it. But that was okay because you were just like co-workers in the field, you know what I mean? So you just had different ways of doing stuff.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, and be careful what colors you wear.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. What colors should I wear? I wear true pure colors. I don't wear anything pastel.
Yeah, and they
blended.
said that if you, for protection, if you're just doing questions at just pure colors, but if you're doing something you want added protection, to use a dark royal purple, because they're saying that kind of shields you in invisibility so that you can use a dark purple for your protection.
Yep.
So that I just wanted you to know to be aware of the colors you use.
Okay. I tend to, not that they don't know this already, because I'm sure they do. I try to wear a different color each day of the week for the 7 sacred flames. Blue, yellow, pink, green. I don't own anything orange, but I guess I'm going to have to get orange, white, and purple. Those are the colors I generally wear. I don't wear much else. Like I have on red today, because that's what I brought with me. But today is actually
that you literally had purple that you would
purple.
put, and it was like you called it your invisibility color. You put it on. You know, if you wanted to do something and you didn't want to like attract attention, you would put purple on, dark purple.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And Merlin says that you could still talk to him because he was around your time. So, you know, I mean, you can ask advice, and it's just as funny. He's saying you may not agree with me, but you can talk to me. So evidently he knows about you. So like he says, you can talk to him or ask him advice. He goes, but you never listen to what he said anyway. So, but he said he's careful.
That's funny. It's good to know though. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gina. So Susanna has 2 questions, and then we'll let Sara do her closing. So Susanna has 2 questions about parentage. The first question is, she wants to know when we're getting ready to incarnate, do our parents choose us or do we choose them?
We choose them.
Okay, and she wants to know, are they aware of our mission when we come through?
No,
Okay.
because right now there's people aren't aware. So when we're coming in, the parents had no idea. I mean, we're just starting to wake up in the last 20 years, some people 5. So when we came in, there was none of that mission. You know what I mean? You just kind of survived.
Yeah.
Now we're more aware of, you know, what we choose to interact with, what we choose to bring down, what our gifts is. This is something we're discovering just now. So yeah, we had what we had with our guides and counsels, what would be the best growth experience for us.
Okay, and then she just wanted to ask daughter Sara a more personal question about, you know, what was her experience having 2 enlightened parents?
Wow. Okay, that was just weird flashback. I'm sorry. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so she had 2. She's saying her parents were enlightened.
No, she's asking daughter Sara what.
Oh, okay,
Sara
because she literally just showed me. What was the girl's name that just asked the question? Because it
Susanna.
blew. Okay, they showed me her sitting with a mother and father that were royalty, and she was part of the royal family, and she really, and to be honest, a lot of us have had this, to be honest, really didn't like the peasants, and she associated with the royalty, and so that life, she was a royal. And so they said, because we're all given lives that we can abuse power in, they're explaining. So this was a chance for her to just be like a Princess Diana or like the Queen Mother. And she was just kind of like, she knew she was royalty. She knew she was privileged. She knew she was elitist. And they're saying that she didn't even like the smell of the peasants around her. She wouldn't even let peasants be in the same room with her. And I guess that would make sense because they probably did smell. But for some reason, I was like, this in my face of her parents on the throne and all these really bright colors and all these really bright jewels. And they had these crowns that were really bright. And she had this tiara. And she's just like, no peasants in my room, no peasants in my castle. And I don't know what use of that is to her, but she literally had a life but they're saying we all have lives of great power so that we can experience great power. And it's important for our growth to have all different experience. One being powers, powerless, strong people, weak people, people in politics. I'm also, I don't know why they're showing me. Right to that, she was back when the judges had fluffy white wigs and they had long rows and there were like 12 judges and people would come in front of them. The judges with these big hairs would decide their fates. So she was also one of those, and it was big robe. I mean, this robe was horrible. It was heavy. The wig is heavy, but these judges decided people's life and death. And that happened right after the princess role. So there was just like, she came and decided, you know, how she handled the royalty and what she learned from it. Because there's no judgment. There really isn't. How did you learn it? What did you learn from it? And then she went directly into a judge. And that was such an uncomfortable life, but she had to decide people's life and death and whether they go to prison or not. But as far as Sara, Sarah said she felt a great burden of responsibility. She felt like she had to watch her words and her actions. She had to reflect her parents' lineage with dignity, honor, and humility. So she is saying it was a great burden, but it was an honor to have it. But it was very hard, a lot, to carry that type of burden.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But that's what she says. Wait a minute, I'm going to ask what she did after the judge, because why did they just splash that in my face? So what did they do after the judge? Okay, so after the royal family and the judge family, you are basically like, give me a break, and you were on an island with a nice little tribe that they just did gardening and stuff. So they said they give people breaks when they have hard lives. So if you have intense lives that are a lot of trauma and a lot of things that you're not comfortable with, you get a vacation life. So her vacation life was on island, chilling out. So I don't know why they show that, but my deal is that whatever they show me, I have to send back to you.
That's fine. That's fine. So at this point, then, if Sarah, Yeshua, and Mary Magdalene would like to have, you know, a wrap up, a close around what it is that they would like to share with us today, then we can go back to the slides.
That's easy. They just said develop your own sovereignty, develop your own connection with source. Know that your connection with your temple and God will be increasing, and value and respect who you are. They're like, it's about to get rough, but the more you can connect and be stable and comfortable within your power, the easier it will be. So they're all saying it's going to get rough, but the more we're connected, the easier it'll be.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Carol. Okay, going back to the slides here. So as it so happens, by the time we get through all of this, we've done the sharing and we've done the question and answer, but I am going to go ahead and just give everybody one final opportunity. If there are any questions, any clarification, this is your last opportunity to speak out. Okay.
Sorry, Sophia. Given that I've just made a commitment for my time date, I'm going to have to disappear very shortly. So I just wanted to express a huge heartfelt thanks to everyone who's participated here, everybody present with us in the physical, and those who are beyond, and Carol especially for being the very insightful and incredibly wise intermediary, and to thank you, and I shall have to catch the rest on replay.
Thank you, Caroline.
So thank you all, thank you.
Okay, so bye-bye, Caroline. All right, so here we are. My mouse will work. There we are. For next month's ceremony, we'll be activating the 8th strand of DNA. We're going back to my favorite Venus temple at Rennes-le-Château in France. And it just so happens that the activation on April 23rd is a Sunday. So we're going to have our ceremony on the actual day of the activation, which is at the throat chakra, which is known as the portal of communication. So when I was tuning in to see who our next message would be from, the goddess Iris stepped forward. It turns out that she is a goddess of communication, and in the Greek culture was known as the partner of Hermes, the cosmic messenger. So hopefully, Carol, let me stop the share here for a minute. I just have such profound confidence in your ability.
I just have Jesus go get him. I'm like, can you go get him and make an appointment? He's like,
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with the goddess Iris in April. So let's see, where are we? Okay, so that's that's the end. Just reminding everybody to please subscribe to the Rose Wheel Mystery School on YouTube and give the videos a thumbs up, because this is important information. And the more people like the videos, we know the more people that get to see it. So, wow, I'm really speechless and having a challenge kind of talking and navigating the Zoom, because that was just beyond my wildest expectations. So if everybody would unmute themselves, we can just say thank you and goodbye until next month. Thank you all
Thank
for
you and
showing up.
goodbye.
Thank you.
so
Goodbye.
much.
Sophia,
See
thank
you
you
guys
for
next
reminding
month.
me. I'm so grateful I didn't
thank
miss
you.
this. Thank you, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Love
Thank
everybody.
you, Carol. Thank you, ladies. Mwah.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.